I see it?
Any word from Nick?
I was talking to him not that long ago, so I'm really surprised that he's not on. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Bones and Barbarians. We are short one of our players tonight, but that's okay. Does anybody want to start with some introductions? Christina, you go first.
Sure. Hi, I'm Christina, and I will be playing Penrose Wellerby, the Halfling Mastermind.
All right, how about you, Wes?
All right, I got myself in the camera now. I'm Wes.
Get
Hello.
this like
Hello.
the whole time. I
um,
can get
I'll be
down low.
playing Dawson Dim, the Twilight Cleric.
And Kevin. And I am Michael, your friendly neighborhood DM. So yeah. So let's begin, I guess. So we were on our way to the village of Rugin when we left off. Um, so on the way to Rugin, you are traveling with your three new companions: Kisari the druid, Soka the sorcerer, and Meslam the rogue. Um, they have all experienced the horde in some way, shape, or form. Do you have any questions for them before we get to Rugin?
Uh, I'll ask Soka if he's had any more um, visions, or if he can tell us any more about his original vision.
Sure, sure. He will mention how he will say, "I have seen nothing more other than the guiding star, if you will. This uh, this bright light that sadly does not mean a star has been born, but that it has come to its end. There was a great flash in the sky in this direction, to the west, from my land. And a few days later, there was nothing in its place. The star was gone. I have watched another one of these several nights ago. This bright flash in the sky, and then another star gone. I'm not sure what it means, but I do believe they are pointing in the direction in which I am to go. So you guys know I just got a note from Nick. He will be joining us tonight. He is just running late.
Cool. Uh, that seems like a really expensive omen. A whole star being destroyed.
One would think, but we know not what these stars are.
It's
It
true.
it's there are many beliefs among my people. There's a theory for almost every person. But what we do know, whether they are the spirits of our ancestors or spirits of what is to come, they speak to us and they let us know what what will happen if we know what to look for, if we know the questions to ask.
Well, you seem to be asking the right questions.
I hope so. They have no one else seemed to believe me.
So your own people didn't believe you. Is that why you're here? Prove them wrong?
I wish it were a simple matter of just trying to prove them wrong. Really, what it comes down to is trying to prevent whatever this sign is, regardless of whether anyone believes you or not. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
You're good. You're good. So I'll just fill you in where we're at. We're just making our way to the village of Rugin, and currently we're talking to Soka about kind of what visions he has had thanks to these stars.
All right, cool.
I don't remember if I had asked this last time, if any of them know anything about Chief Zorn in Rugin. If anyone knows any info about him.
Soka has been through here once already, and he knows the chief to be a proven warrior and a wise old warrior. So yeah, so eventually you will reach the village of Rugin, and you will see its walls, and the mound that is within this crested hill, with a longhouse at the top. Um, there's a section around the middle of larger homes that look like they're also in part trade homes. Um, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Twitch stream, and
I know, me
Wes
too.
is just spinning in circles. Uh,
So the entire town is like on this hill mound thing.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
Kevin, you want to switch us over to that map?
Do they have like?
Just leave Wes where he is. He's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
fine.
could switch
Do they
you over,
have
give me
like walls, or is it like the
3
height of
seconds.
the hill is like too steep to climb up?
But they have walls. They
Okay.
have walls. There's a center path that kind of curves up the hill, like a nice ramp almost. That makes it somewhat easy with a road that makes it easily accessible. But other than that, um, yeah, it's a bit of a climb. A bit of a climb. Here, let me switch our players there. So here we are. We are here in the village of Rugin. You guys are just to the west side of town, just below the entry gates. You see sentries out on the walls, um, standing their silent vigil.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Are we riding those war horses?
Yeah, yes, you
Oh,
are.
okay. Maybe we should let them know that we're not part of the horde.
Well, our
In case
colors shouldn't be the same. I mean, like, I'm assuming all the people of the Erlikin Horde would have like some sort of like standardized armor, which would then have like like
Yeah,
black and red or something that would be.
yeah, that's what it is. They have these metal helmets that are wrapped in black and red leather. Yeah.
All right, cool. So hopefully, I mean, like, we should still probably be like, hey, we're friendly because they probably don't recognize us in general. But hopefully, they're not like immediately like shoot them now.
They don't seem to be, but they definitely are alerted to your presence.
What kind of armor were they wearing? I don't. Do we actually loot them?
The Erlikin Horde? Is that what you're asking?
No, the ones we killed. What were they wearing?
I believe leather armor. Let me just double check.
Well,
I
I
just can't
believe
remember.
both.
We took their scimitars, I remember, but I couldn't remember if they're
Yeah, they just wear leather armor.
okay.
I believe West and I already have like the heavy armor we're going to be in. I think,
Yeah, we have decent armor, but
unless
they
that needs to be
use
retconned. I mean, it's always a possibility.
Oh no, you guys are good. You guys are good.
But yeah,
they
okay.
just have the
I'm
better
not
quality stuff.
exactly the
That's why
most
I'm concerned.
charismatic person, but I could go forward.
I'll I can call out as we get close.
Okay, go right ahead.
Wait, yes, I'm charismatic.
Hail,
No problem.
friends of Rugin! We are here to join the resistance.
As you approach, um, the they'll signal, they'll tell you to hold, and they'll shout down to a small tent just beyond the wall, and around the corner, same level as you are, um, a man on horseback and flanked by 4 warriors with spears comes out, and he says, "Hail! I am the captain. What what exactly um you I'm sorry. You want to help is what you're saying.
We received a message that Rugin needed aid, and we met some other travelers on the road, killed some Orlikans, and took their horses, as you can see, and we're here to help.
Also, there is a very large Erlican force headed this way. We figured you could use the help.
He solemnly nods and says, "Come with me. I'll show you the way. You can speak to the chief." And he will I'll move your characters. He will lead you inside the walls and um make your characters a little smaller. Um
Do we have
and you will go up the hill um to the longhouse, the which he explains a few things to you as you go up. He'll mention that um if the chief deems you worthy to fight with us, then you will be welcome, first off. Second, and you'll be welcome inside the village and be free to move around as you please. Um,
No offense, but don't you all need all the help you can get?
well, yes, but the uh, the chief has a a predisposition towards proven warriors, and he will lead you up, and you will go inside the chief's longhouse. Just a moment. Switching some things.
Ooh,
That was not right.
unfortunate.
Pardon me while I fix my map as I accidentally sent a token to the wrong layer.
Ah. Kip is the honey badger, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Trying to make sure I can remember names. Like they're on the side menu, but I don't know. It's probably a good idea for me to be able to just like know them.
So please zoom in to the incredibly crowded room currently. Um, Chief Zorn. I'm gonna put the NPCs over here to the side. Chief Zorn is when speaking to 2 members of his clan as you are brought inside of this longhouse. Um, the longhouse is adorned with animal skulls and trophies. There is a large hearth burning in the middle of the floor. Um, Off to the side chamber is a door leading to the private quarters of the chief. But most of this hall is meant for gathering, uh, more of a meeting house than anything else. Chief Zorn is speaking to two individuals of his group. Um, he is sitting in a large wooden throne, and he is listening to these two men bicker about the situation. Um, these two men are slightly different from each other. There's one who is dressed in dark furs. He is young and very tall. Um, you will come to find his name to be Tuil, and Tuil is, like as I said, a young member of the clan, but very tough looking.
I wish to be almost annoyedly looking at the animal skulls lining the place.
What are they bickering about? Or can we hear
So
their
yes, you can hear them. The other man is wearing some amount of armor. He has a big, bushy black beard, long black hair. Looks pretty strong, but he definitely looks older, like um, late 30s, early 40s. Um, Definitely more of the proven warrior type. And Tu Will says to this one, he says, "Bosh, what do you know? We should charge the enemy, meet them head on in the battlefield, away from the village, away from the women and children. Give every person who can fight a, a sword, a spear, something, and fight them head on." Bosch turns to Tuil and says, "What do you know of keeping villagers safe? We need to stay behind our walls. Be defensive. We need to take a stand here at the village where we have a fighting chance. We would stand no chance against the Elikan horde on a battlefield. We would be slaughtered."
Not to mention their captain leader is among them. Just kind of like say as I'm looking around.
And they turn and look at you. And um, Chief Zorn silences them and says, "Greetings. Are you here about our impending doom?"
Yes, my name is Jeremiah. I received letter, as did my associates here. I'd kind of gesture broadly. Um, about your request for aid. I hope we are not too late, as there is a sizable force headed here, given the smoke rising above the horizon.
Yeah, we'd like to put a stop to that impending doom.
He looks at his two generals and then turns to you and says, "Tell me, what do you think of this situation? My General Bosch here, this warrior, he is known as the Tempest. And you see him too. He has like a scimitar, a long sword, an axe. Like he is decked out in weapons." And Chief Zoran says, "He almost has no rival on the battlefield.
Mm.
He believes we should stay behind our walls and fight defensively. Make a stand here and now against the Erlican horde. And here is Tuil. Tuil is a young man. Um, he brought down a giant, and we thank him for it. And he has received great honors. And he believes we should charge the enemy head on, attack them by surprise, if such a thing is possible.
It is of my personal opinion that defensively is our best option. We have most recently fought them, and they appear to be very deft horsemen. Uh, Trying to fight cavalry on an open field on foot is very perilous and would most likely end in our death. What's the word I'm looking for? Surprise. Sorry, kind of dumb. A surprise only lasts for so long, but these walls will hold much longer than that. Not to mention, you could bottleneck them into the entryway, potentially making them get off their own horses. And I turn to the rest of my group and say, "What say you?"
Michael, with my background as a soldier and with my experience with the Horde, is there anything that I can roll that would, like seeing the defenses of the city, is there anything like I can roll to, you know, gleam insight into this?
Let's see. It would
What kind of
probably say
soldier were
knowledge
you?
history. Probably knowledge history.
Okay.
What kind of soldier were you?
Just infantry.
So, I mean, yeah, that seems very plausible.
That's what.
Well, geez.
Excuse me.
Um, so with a 12, um, basically what we're looking at here is, um, you feel kind of outmatched by the military prowess of the Horde. Um, the Erlikans definitely have not to mention besides a sizable force, but a well trained force. And looking through around the city with its, it has high ground, it has walls. Um, the only real thing it lacks is an emergency exit.
Yeah.
So
Could I make an
I'm going
oh,
to speak and I'm going to say, why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't we do both? Why don't they pin the forces up against the walls and some of us can sneak around and start picking them off from their flanks like we do when we have clan battles and their attentions are seeked somewhere else and we can wreak havoc that way.
I mean,
Steve Zorn is very interested in your idea.
out of game, probably my reasoning would be because you never split the party, but I mean,
but we're not part of the village though. Like we could be
We could
strike
be
team
the flank.
beta or whatever.
SEAL
Usually I
Team
know.
6 over here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Eagle Red 4, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like that's setting us up to be surrounded, especially if their like leader is among them. I mean, he might just scare off easily, but that is a big risk we're taking.
Could I make an insight check on the two men and see if both of them have the well-being of the town in mind, or if there's like some posturing going on?
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me an insight. Ooh, excellent. So there is something going on.
Uh-oh.
Bosch definitely Bosch definitely is a seasoned warrior. He's definitely seen a battle or two. You can tell by the scars. You can tell by his bearing. Um, he and he definitely takes his job at very seriously as the person responsible for making sure the villagers are safe. Who will, on the other hand, yes, he's he definitely has some issues going with him. He definitely seems to be that proud young warrior type.
So he's like maybe more so just wants glory of like victorious battle rather than
Yeah,
safety of the village, or he's
probably
just
trying to
like
prove himself or something.
So,
interesting.
something along those lines, yeah. Well, like you know that he wants to fight away from the village. So in a way, he does want to keep the village safe from the battle, but like he wants to take the battle away from the village and bring it to the Erlican horde head on.
Interesting.
But probably for glory.
Yeah. I mean, how many able-bodied people you got here?
Maybe about 60.
I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like enough.
Are
Not to
they
face the
armed?
horde head on.
60
Very.
is what we have armed. Yes.
Speaking of arms, what kind of weaponry do you have here? I kind of like hold up my like slightly unsheathed my sword because I believe it's still made of stone. It's just like if you have anything a bit more metal, if you catch my meaning, that might help even the odds.
Most of our weapons are iron.
Do you have an extra long sword I could use?
I, personally, I would say you're gonna have to take that up with the weaponsmith.
Chief, I, while meeting the horde out in the open field would be glorious, it is also foolish. We 60 able-bodied, well, 64 if you count us, is not going to be enough to make a dent in the horde. Uh, we need to prepare your city, and we also need to prepare escape for the old, the weak, just in case things go south.
Uh,
Perhaps
sorry.
trickery around the perimeter, traps and whatever other things we can come up with will help. But we cannot fight them head on, and that's my opinion.
I
I
What sort
agree.
agree.
of trickery do you do you do you think? Uh, he looks kind of Bosch and Tool, and these two look like, trickery is not in their forte. They look like they're pretty much the, you know, hit them until it dies type.
Cavalry is how they attack, so pits, trenches, pikes, that sort of thing. Cover them so their first wave will uh, hopefully fall for it.
You
Equi,
got that
you're a
great.
horseman, aren't you?
you can hit them from several directions. Keep them off center. They don't know where the attacks are coming from, so they don't know where to focus. Keep them moving around.
So then perhaps if we can isolate them in one area, we could really hammer them home.
Well, they got this great steep incline
Mhm.
leading up to the village, and that's the only way in.
Perhaps if one of us is adept at trap making, then we can trap that entryway and they will have to come through there, and that can hopefully thin out their numbers.
I think anything we could do to prevent them from even getting inside the walls is going to be beneficial. Get them on the way up. Maybe can we try to collapse a section of the ramp so that they can't just charge straight in?
That might prove to be difficult. I mean, this hill is made out of stone. It's, I don't know how we would be able to collapse it. Nick will be right back.
Sorry.
No worries. So yes, so he says that destroying the ramp might prove to be difficult. It is more of a natural structure than anything else. But I suppose some digging could prove to be useful. Um, but please tell me more.
We could roll
I mean,
stones
you
off
can
the
look out
roof.
and
Do you have any extra wood? We could maybe fashion some barricade.
oh yes, we could definitely do that.
I don't think I'm
Bosch says, yes, barricades. Barricades is a great idea. Question is, you say you've seen the cloud from the horde. About how many days away do you estimate they are?
I
I think he said
believe
3.
I think it was 3, and we had, I think,
Yeah.
2 days ride, so it should be 1 day. If I'm remembering that right.
You got about a day and a half on them.
Okay. What current time is it at the moment?
It's like I don't want to say early morning. It's probably like uh if I had to put a time to it, probably like 10:30.
Okay. I will say they will be here before the next nightfall. Or
Odds are they'll probably camp and
yeah, like
attack
like
in the morning.
after next night. Yeah. Is that enough time to fashion barricades?
Plenty, says Bosch.
Good deal. Good deal. I would.
What about your smiths? Do they have oil?
Of course.
Perhaps barrels of oil on the ramparts to drop
Wait.
down as a
What about something to make the ramp slick?
If the ramp's dirt, I don't think we could maybe.
stone.
Well, it's a stone mountain, so there's not much digging you can do to
Oh,
like do that.
Okay, all
But
right.
yeah,
So
there
it's like
is
granite.
dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's dirt along, so yeah, it's not like it's sheer rock.
It's like Stone Mountain, a giant granite intrusion. Um, But yeah, I don't know if we can maybe cover the ramp with oil, but we could definitely like get like some oil pots or something. I will ask, where exactly is this weaponsmith?
I think you're muted.
Hello?
Oh,
Oh, that's not just me. Okay.
yeah, yeah. If you headed out here, he would be directly north. Um, fourth, uh, fourth building, or going around the top.
uh, thank you.
Yeah. Um, and he says, "So you have fought the horde," you said.
A small piece of it.
We were successful against some scouts. I've met them before, and my village fell to them. And I think my friend Equi here has a similar story. We know their tactics, or little, but we know some of their tactics.
Mm. He says, "Okay, well, Bosch, you will be in charge of getting defenses ready for the city. Get every able-bodied man, woman, and even child. Fill up barrels with oil. Get them up onto the ramparts. Make barricades. You name it.
Don't
Tuil,
forget the ditches.
yes,
Pikes.
that's where Tuil comes in. Tuil, your job is to work with these individuals here and build up some traps. Uh, this trickery to defeat our enemies. What say you, Tuil? Are you um
Compliant?
is, exactly? Are you compliant with this? And Tuil says, "Yes, sir. I will help. Sometimes it takes more than brawn to bring down a giant."
I.
That's very big of you.
What about our three extra friends? What do they think about this?
They're in agreement with you. Um, they're gonna after this is all decided, they walk up to you and ask, "What do you think they should help with? Do you think they should join Bosch, or do you think they should join you guys?"
I'm going to turn right to Mesm. I'm going to ask him, if you needed to flee this battle, what path would you take? Could you find one? Is there an advantageous exit here, or what do you think?
As in fleeing the city, or because
If things went south and we had to run, or the weak, the old, the ones who cannot fight had to run, how would you do it?
they wouldn't be here when the horde came, is how I would do it. I would get them out. Send them south. Send them to Morganopolis. Morganopolis is a 4-day travel from here. If they left today, they would have a day and a half head start on the horde.
They would never make it. They would be overtaken for
If
certain.
Especially on
if the horde even knew that they were going that way.
You think we could cover
Oh,
their tracks in the amount of time we have?
oh yeah. Stick to the hills. Stick to the forests.
I'm gonna insight him. He's kind of cowardy.
All right, yeah. Give him an insight.
I will speak up and note and say like it is important to note that we need every able body here. Should not be evacuating if we want to have a fair shot of succeeding.
Just the weak and the old, and the children, people who should not be here.
So one thing you have learned about Mesm, as he had mentioned last week, was that he has actually escaped from the Horde. He was a prisoner, um,
Yeah.
and he does know a thing or two about kind of laying low and even if they were to overtake them, it wouldn't it would be like, oh, the horde is coming, we need to hide, let's hide safely, so they keep going right by us and have no idea where we are. He seems to have some measure of wisdom when it comes to these sort of things.
Okay, I'll turn to like our core group and say, I think he can lead them out safely, or at least give them the best chance. What do you think?
I don't know that they're gonna want to leave. A lot of old folks like to stay put.
You're not wrong, but they should have the option.
And Zorn will let you know that there aren't many old in this village. Zorn is one of the older ones, and he's probably in his maybe early 60s. But being of barbarian stock, there's not many feeble in this village.
I do know from my camp
Sound-
that they will take the women and the children, and they will take them somewhere, use them, but they usually don't leave anyone left. Only those they want to send a message. So I agree. I believe that the children should flee.
If what they said about being barbarian stock is true, then their women can probably fight just as well. And
But
then we'd
just
be
yeah, the having their women fight is not a problem. It's the weak, the children, the ones who can't fight. We should get them out.
I have a hard time believing that anyone here can't fight.
Indeed, you're not wrong. Mainly, it's just the children and their caretakers. Personally, well, how can I say this without sounding um, old and beyond my expertise? But when I was a child, they probably would have handed me a sword and said, "Defend the village."
I think that's kind of your call, whether or not you want to tell your people to do that or not, or if you think
He,
it's worth it to send people out.
he looks solemn and says, "It is my duty as chief of this village to keep everyone that I can safe. And yes, we do have some aged, some who aren't quite capable to fight in a battle anymore. Bad knees, bad backs, that sort of thing. But yeah, it is hard as a chief or any sort of leader to look upon your people and say, pick up the sword, you're going to die, but we need you to die. Bosch
Yeah,
will speak up and he'll throw out that he would do anything to save the people of this village that can't defend themselves. And that if we were to send them south to Merganopolis, well, all the better that they are safe in case anything happens to this village. And best case scenario, we win. We send for them and they come back.
Seems sensible to me.
And this time we'll have horses to bring them back with.
We do need to not kill all the horses. Sounds like a plan to me.
Well then,
Oh.
Mesm, keep them safe.
You
Oh,
you want me to? Oh,
You
um,
better.
okay. Okay. I'll make sure they're safe.
I'll look at the chief and say, "So, are we worthy?"
He a big smile crosses his face and says, "I think you have proven yourself to be a great asset already."
Oh, good. Good to hear.
We got work to do then.
So yeah, so you begin uh the great work of digging ditches and traps and spiked pits and whatnot near the front entrance to the village. Um, cue the preparing for battle montage. Um, and inside Bosch is getting people to fill barrels with you know whether it's cooking oil or oil or working oil or whatever they can, and rolling these barrels up to the ramparts, um, making uh, fire-tipped arrows ready to be uh, dipped in oil and burnt to you know light these barrels of oil on fire once they're tossed over the side. Um,
Can I stop?
the
Oh,
chief,
sorry.
what's that? No, go ahead.
Can I go by the blacksmith to see if he'll let me have an iron longsword?
Oh yeah, sure. So, an iron longsword. That would be. Let me bring up my little table here. So, iron is a quarter of the cost, and what that means is. Oh, I do not have my player's handbook on me. How much does a longsword cost?
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say maybe like 50 gold.
I've got it open.
15. So, a quarter of that would be like 7 gold.
Can I guess can I
No, that's
say
half. That's half. So 3 gold.
can I attempt to just be like, well, we're fighting a war here. I would potentially need this sword. If we fail and I didn't have this sword, then it wouldn't have mattered. I should have. So you should let me have it for free.
The old blacksmith um stands up from his stool and begins to walk towards you with the limp and says, "Boy, I've been making iron and bronze since before you were born. They're telling me I need to uproot my business and head south. That's going to take money.
Very well.
Give me a persuasion check
Oh,
for
okay.
your
I was
argument. Yeah.
I was just gonna you know what? Fair point. Um,
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can press if you want to press.
that would not be in my character's nature. I'll give him an extra gold, so I'll pay 4.
Oh, okay. All right. That was
Because
very
he
generous.
does bring a fair point.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So yeah, so you now have an iron longsword.
Thank goodness. Hopefully someone hopefully I'll kill someone that has a steel one and I can just kind of like swap them out. Like Jack Sparrow swapping hats out in Tortuga.
Um, so yeah, so how about we go ahead? It is 7:54 right now. We can go ahead and take our 10-minute break and meet back after that, and we can see what happens on part 2 of tonight's episode.
Sounds good.
All right.
and barbarians. So in the intervening time that we've been waiting, our characters have gone ahead and led the charge to defend the village. Um, Mesm has gone and taking the children and the sick and those who cannot fight um, as far from the village as he potentially can. Um, Soka is helping Bosch with the defenses inside the city, building barricades, filling things with oil, and coming up with flaming arrows and things like that. The rest of us, along with Tool, the the barbarian, have been making defenses around the outside of the city, deep pits with spikes at the bottom, all sorts of nasty traps and ditches. So this next part, we're for the most part going to do theater of the mind, and just making some rolls and stuff on with the village of Rugin being our backdrop, and me doing a lot of pinging. There's an attack coming from up here, and now there's an attack from down here. I should change my color because blue doesn't look very good on this map. It's hard to see it. So there we go. We'll go with red. Yeah, that stands out a lot more. Okay. Um. So, what would you guys like to do before the battle begins? The cloud of dust from the horses are is approaching the village. It's
Are,
the
are
well,
we
well,
rested?
it's
Yep.
well, we're starting off the night before what's going to be the battle.
When do we anticipate the battle coming?
Oh, that's not. Just good. I would
Probably
like to see
first thing
what
in the
that
morning.
does. Thank you, Gay. Oh, that just. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking up spells to see if there's anything I could do beforehand, but not necessarily.
Gotcha. No worries. No worries. But so, is there anything you need to do before uh before the night is rested?
Could we attempt to parlay with them and just kind of like meet with their leader under a flag of truce?
We don't know where they are at.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Also,
And
I thought they were like kind of like here because I thought you said they were like resting at the night. Like,
yeah, well, they're not like they're probably like over a few hills over camping.
they historically don't negotiate with people, though, right?
yeah,
Basically, yeah.
they didn't really talk with us when we tried to talk with their scouts. But I mean, like if their leader is there, maybe he'd be willing to talk.
I don't think you bring your whole army just so you can have a conversation,
I mean, it could
unless
be
they're
like a
planning on us
display of
surrendering.
could be a display of force. Like, hey, you need to
I,
like if you don't do what we want. But then again, what they want is just to take over the town anyway. Yeah, scratch that.
I think we should patrol for them scouting us out in the night, see if they can glean any sort of, a way in, see if we can stop any scouts from coming over and checking us out.
Yeah.
Maybe I would recommend that whoever goes would keep close by though, just because like you don't want like one of us to get caught out. Like if like well, let's say one of us does meet a patrol, then it's like well now we're like trying to do a battle, we need to be resting, and we're not going to be at a top shape. I mean, like a town's a
Oh,
town, like they can kind of see what's going on anyway.
we got Equi and Penrose here. They can probably scout fairly safe, and I can give them my Twilight Blessing so they can see like 300 feet out.
Would that mean we don't get a long rest?
It depends on how.
Well, you can do this before the long rest. You can yeah.
Alright, that works. Jeremiah will just kind of like he'll be, I guess, just be like trying to make sure the traps are all like there's not enough gaps for horses and stuff. Make myself useful as best I can.
All right,
If
so
if Equi and Penrose are willing to go scout, I will cast aid on them, and I will also cast Eyes of Night on them before they go out.
That sounds good.
So you can see through the deepest gloom. You have dark vision out to a range of 300 feet. Wow. In that radius, you can see dim light as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. As an action, you can magically share the dark vision with this feature. With willing creatures, you can see within 10 feet of you up to a number of creatures equal to your wisdom modifier. The shared vision lasts for, or the shared dark vision lasts for 1 hour. Once you share it, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Okay, cool. So how many can you only share it with 2 people?
My wisdom modifier is 3.
3. Okay. Because Tool will definitely go with you if you want him to, or Kasare if you want a hand.
I'd say Tool because he knows the layout and everything.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
What sort of armor is he wearing? Because stealth is probably going to be important.
Tool does not wear armor. He wears fur.
Is it soft?
Are you
So
touching
soft.
it? Are you asking permission to touch him?
Jeremiah is not, but I'd probably be a bit curious.
It is so soft. Oh yeah. It's like black wolf fur.
Here I am in a bunch of metal, man. Oh well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast it on him too.
All right, cool.
So the 3 of them will have that. I'll give all 3 of them aid, so they have extra 5 hit points just in case something goes down. And then I will also I will use so many things. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
I will put that
Do all the
on...
things.
I mean, all your stuff is night based.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why you're part of the party. All right, so the knight has taught you to be vigilant as an action. You can give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, advantage on the next initiative roll the creature makes. Cool. The benefit ends immediately after you roll, or if you use this feature again. So cool.
Yep. So that will go on Penrose, and then I will use my channel divinity.
Twilight Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, and I'm going to roll a 1d6, and they have temporary hit points.
Oh my gosh.
Well, temporary hit
So much
points don't
stuff.
stack though, so we'll just replace any ones that they.
Aid is
Aid's
different.
different than temporary.
Yeah, aid's not temporary hit points. It increases your hit point maximum temporarily.
I think you said temporary hit points. I might be insane, but that's what I thought you said. But that's cool.
Basically, the way it works is aid would go on the red bar, and you said it was 5 hit points.
Yeah, aid's 5.
It would be 5 extra hit points on the red bar, and Twilight Sanctuary. How many would they get for? And then 5 more on the green bar.
Wow. You almost doubled my hit points.
An extra 10 hit points.
Cool.
Oh, my work is done, and I will I will patrol the immediate area. Just some of the stuff with my idea. Just check out how they're doing on setting up on the ramparts, and see how well they dug ditches and that type of stuff.
Do we have like
Cool. So let's what's that?
do we have like light around here? Because I mean, like Dawson doesn't really need it, but I mean, like I don't have dark vision. I could really use some like torchlight around here. I don't know if there's any like if they have like braziers set out, or if like the
Oh, they definitely have some braziers set out along the ramparts for both night watch and for lighting arrows on fire tomorrow morning.
all right, cool. I guess while they're doing that, I will go over to Dawson and um say, my friend, I think that we should potentially try to stay behind the barricade and let them try and surmount it to get to us instead of trying to wait out in front.
Absolutely, that's a sound strategy. Make them get through all of our traps, then we fight.
Mm-hmm. I wish they'd use stone or iron like they have instead of wood, but I can't fault them for at least making use of the nature they destroy.
I'll tap the wall. Seems sturdy enough.
The entire
Exactly,
wall
Jason.
just domino effects falls over. No, I'm joking.
Oh man.
Well,
Just-
where did they go?
that's
They
not
went
going
south.
anywhere. Alright, so I guess I will be here. Sarah is melee, right? So is she going to be up
She is, yes. Yeah, she's going there with you guys.
Dabby girl? Alright. Cool. Excuse me. I think Dawson and I are pretty set up for tomorrow.
All right. So let's take Equi, Tuil, and Pinrose. And we'll go ahead and zoom in on.
All right.
So go ahead. How do you guys want to do this?
I think Kip and I
Sneakily.
are going to range around um, maybe the back end to make sure that no one's trying to sneak up around or dark corners.
So you're going off on your separately then.
Well, no, I'll
I think
I'll
we should
range.
stick
I'll
together.
go ahead. Yeah, I think Kip and I are going to range around the backside, or stay close, but the backside to make sure the perimeter is, no one's trying to sneak around and trying to find holes in the back or sneak in the back without us finding out.
Gotcha. You will notice that there are sentries posted on the walls in the back, looking out over the fields. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything going on back here. The Erlikans don't look like they're moving about at night.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just stick with Tool and go ahead.
I'm basically gonna ask Kip if he smells anything.
All right, give me a perception check.
Is the horde surrounding us? Or are they just like piling up?
No, they're probably just to the west over a few hills.
Okay.
But yeah, let's have Kip give me a perception check.
Okay. If he's using keen smell, he's going to get advantage on his perception check. So let's.
Yes, he will.
I rolled a 19, but that doesn't count.
Keep a good roll though when you roll for Kip. So one way you can bring up Kip's character sheet is you can click on Kip and hold down Shift and then double click, and it'll bring up his character sheet.
Okay, yeah, I have his, but I don't think I have a perception button for him.
It's let me just double check because it should be if he has advantage on it, then he probably has it as a. Oh wow, he doesn't. It just says his passive. Well, in that case, just roll wisdom with advantage.
Okay. That's 15 for the first roll,
Okay.
and
So with a 15, what he smells is food, camp food, coming from the west, and we all know Kip in his stomach, and
Oh no.
he definitely yeah, it smells good.
so he's telling me food. All right, Badger, I'll feed you soon.
Food, yeah. The Erlikans are definitely feasting tonight.
Awesome. All right, I'm just gonna
So
continue going around and stuff.
oh no, go ahead, go you go. So Penrose and Tool, you guys are going towards the camp. Um, and when you cross over the last hill before their camp, you will notice that there are sentries posted around their camp. Um, how would do you want to just stealth in, or do you want to try taking some of these guys out?
I don't think I want to go in their camp. I think we were more looking out to see if they were sending scouts over to Rugin to scope out our defenses. I thought that was what our.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
thought you were
I don't want to.
scouting
I don't want to
them
go in
out.
the camp. Definitely not.
In that case, give me a perception check. And let's see if you see any scouts.
Attempt assassination of their leader.
Nah, let's not do that. I mean, I've got.
So with
Oh,
yeah, so go ahead.
no.
With the 12, you don't see any scouts. There don't seem to be many signs, but I'm going to have Tool make a check as well.
Can I give him the help action? I can do that as
Oh
a
yeah,
bonus
yeah.
action.
Ooh, dirty 20. So Tool, he he kind of gets a little primal in the way that he does things. Um, he definitely uses his hands a lot. When and bends over, checks the earth, does all that kind of stuff.
Does he run on all
Um,
fours?
sometimes he does actually. Um, but especially when going uphill, oh yeah, always. Um, but the thing is that Twill, um, he senses something. He puts his head to the ground and says, "Feel like there's horses coming. 2 horses."
Right now? Let's get off the road. Any bushes around we can dive into?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Dive into a bush.
Okay, so with that, Will is going to ready something. He is going to ready an action with a javelin that if one this rider or 2 riders comes by, he's going to hurl his javelin at them. And uh, lo and behold, 2 riders do come through. And he's gonna throw his javelin at one.
Oh boy, I guess we're doing this. I'll get ready to shoot as well.
Luckily, that was at advantage because he was hiding. Um, so he hits and does 8 damage, and um, the rider falls off his horse, and the other rider turns, giving you an opportunity to attack as well
I'll
from hiding.
shoot with my bow.
That's a hit. Oh, that rider goes straight down. He not only falls off his horse, but he is dead. You are sure of it. Meanwhile, the other rider is starting to get up, and Will approaches him menacingly with his long sword in both hands and slashes at him. An 18 will hit, and he deals 4 damage, enough to finish him off. And he says, "They'll notice when they don't come back."
Yeah.
And he looks longingly in the to the their camp in the distance, in the direction of their camp.
All right, buddy.
Um,
Save it for tomorrow. Come on, let's go. Let's head back.
um, so yeah, he'll sigh and he'll continue on. Um, the one horse is long gone. Uh, this other guy's horse is kind of hanging out there, and he slaps it and lets it go. Um, and you return to the village where you all can receive a nice long rest.
How sweet of them.
Peaceful.
All right, is it fighting time?
It's probably fighting time, let's be honest. Um ooh we so yeah. So you're about to fight a bunch of Erlikens. Um I'm getting all my character sheets on my desktop or on my tabletop here. Okay. So
Everybody should probably try and
position yourselves.
Yeah. I've got where I'm going to be just behind this thing. Although I don't think I can. I can't exactly like really stab through this barricade. I think it's a bit too wide, but at the very least I can wait till they break through it.
Do you have any
You
spells?
definitely shoot through it if you have any spells or anything.
Yeah, you can stand up on the wall and cast spells. until they start breaking through.
Unfortunately, I'm what we call a melee paladin. My spells are mostly just, like smite.
Smites.
Yeah, smiting and speak with animals technically, but it's mostly a bunch of like sword buffs.
Wait, where do you want to be?
I'm gonna be
You could
close
throw
to
oil flasks.
Penrose. Uh, oh, I don't know where Kit wants to be. He'll probably be hanging around the gate. I mean, I could say he could be outside the gate, but I really don't want him to get
No, no.
munchied. He'll guard our backs.
Okay. All right. Cool. 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 All right. So
I'm gonna
you're
put
up
8
before the
on
sun rises. Who are you putting 8 on?
myself, Jeremiah, and Penrose.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Um,
Anqui, I gotta take that of those 5 hit points back.
You might want to do that to Kasari instead of Penrose. Penrose is probably going to be in the back, and Kasari is going to be up in the front.
I made my choice.
All right.
I'm a PC. I have PC powers.
Yeah.
Does that initiative
Plus, I
buff
know Penrose.
last until I use it,
I
Mm,
or
think
is that
so.
expired?
It would, but I'm putting it on myself.
Oh well, okay.
Well, can't you put it on yourself and another one that you and another person you touch?
Can't.
No.
Because didn't it say and yourself?
The benefit, it says the benefit ends immediately after the roll, or if you use the feature again. So I would assume it could be only.
Because it says in a creature you touch, including possibly yourself. Oh, never mind. So I guess that's still
Oh
one.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
That's fine. You're a cleric. You need it more. That's fine.
Let me check something real quick.
Can't wait till I get to like I think 5th level, and can then cast Moonbeam because I like Moonbeam.
It's a good spell.
Okay, there we go. I got worried. I only saw a single digit on Kasari's health bar, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. She's level 3.
She has 1 hit point.
Oh, it was 9, but still, it's like no, she's supposed to have 21. So that has been updated. Okay. So we have who all has the blessing right now?
Dawson, Jeremiah, and Penrose.
Yeah.
We have aid.
And do you still do the temporary hit points as well?
No, that's a channel divinity. Save that.
Gotcha. Okay.
When do you get 2 channel divinity? Is that 6th level?
Believe so.
Wait, I have channel divinities. Dang.
All right. So the horde comes.
Sorry, don't mind that. Cool.
The horde cometh. Okay, so the cloud approaches the western hill near the town, and over which probably a good 200 horsemen come over the crest, and you hear a horn, and they start to charge. They break off into several columns, one heading towards the north end of the village, one to the southeast, one to the south, one to the west, and one attacking the gate head on.
Can their horses climb the embankment?
So, well, what do you mean the embankment? You mean the embankment inside the village?
No, like the general like hill upwards that the thing is on. I don't know how steep it is.
It's not that steep. No,
Oh.
it's not that steep.
Oh well. We will go where needed after we deal with the head gate. Do we see the what's his name? Hold on, I wrote it down. King Kolai.
Oh, King Kalai. So it give me a perception check.
15.
So they're in the center of the horde. There is a man, and he's flanked all around him. He's on this immense horse, this immense black horse, and he's wearing this helmet that it covers his face, and there's protrusions coming out of it like antlers.
Hey, that's my pick. He stole my due.
Only there's like 6 antlers. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's like gazelle at the top, and then like 2 deer. But yeah, so he's got a lot of things going on in this helmet.
I will. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
But he definitely appears to be the leader.
Okay, I will make sure like everybody like that guy there, but I will also kind of like nudge to Will next to him and like gesturing at his like adornments and go, "You think he's compensating for something?" And I guess we're waiting. I don't know how far off they are right now.
So they are charging, and first things first is they are going to get within arrow reach of the village. So those of you on the ramparts with bows, do me a favor and give me a couple attacks.
Do we have advantage? Or I guess they know.
No,
us.
you would not, because it's so
Okay.
far away. You'd actually have
Oh, yeah,
disadvantage.
true.
You're basically, I want you to give me 1 roll at disadvantage and 1 roll regular.
Okay. Well, there's a regular.
So, yeah, it looks like you managed to take out your mark hits. You're sure of it. Collectively, what you've done as taking out a good chunk of their horde, along with the rest of the oh yeah, that's good. along with the rest of the archers from the village. And then the horses come closer, and then they there's the pit traps, and we're gonna see something here. I'm gonna make the horses roll some dex saves.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, this is bad. So the horses fall into these pit traps, trip up in the ditches. Um, and there's even this one contraption where one horse goes over it, and then the spikes come out of the ground behind it. Like basically stepping on what do you want to call it? Like a rake, and then the rake pops up from behind it, hitting the horse behind him. So then the horse in front goes into a pit. The horse behind gets hit and with spikes. Oh yeah, no, it's not looking great. But Moore managed to get around or jump these pits and start attacking the village. Um, the barricades are making a big difference. Um, they're attacking and trying to get through. I need there's gonna be plenty of. This is the point where we're throwing the barrels over. Um, so the barrels get thrown over. Um, Dawson, give me a strength check or athletics.
Okay. Oh my god.
So you're having a hard time. Another guy comes up next to you and tries to help you with this heavy barrel full of oil. Go ahead and give me another roll with advantage. Great. And Bosch makes one too. And the two of you on either side of this, um, on either side of the wall from where the entrance is, don't pull these barrels over. They come crashing down um, on a bunch of horses, and people have gotten off their horses trying to destroy this barricade. And there's oil all over the place. Soka takes an arrow along with one of the guys next to you, dips the arrow bundle in the fire to light it, and then they take aim and shoot down into this mass of soldiers and light it on fire. And at this point, it starts happening all around the barricade. And I'm rather all around the walls. Um, but they will get through that barricade eventually. And when they do, they meet Jeremiah, Tuwil, and Kasare. Jeremiah, I'm sure you have a ready action for when the first horse comes in.
Most
Go ahead and give me give me an attack roll.
Where- Matt. Cool, cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good hit.
So that is 4 because it's -1.
Gotcha. Okay. You can set that actually in there if you.
Oh, I didn't know if that will mess up the character mancer or not.
No, it won't. Yeah, you can open up the right there on your sheet. Open up the long sword, and you can put you can just change it to +4 instead of or what is it? +2 instead of +3. Or you can even do just a -1 after that and make it do more math. It'll do it.
Sorry. Hold it again.
No worries. But yeah, so Kasare is going to make an attack roll with her shillelagh. So she hits, And she is going to do D8 plus 3. She does 6 damage. To Will is going to take another horse head on and attack its warrior. He is going to rage, by the way, I might add. And when he does, um, he uses his ability of primal protect or of ancestral protectors. Um, so spectral warriors appear around him as he charges in. He also has the charger ability, and he's going to move 10 feet and get +5 to his attack roll or attack damage. All right, so that's a hit, and he ends up doing a ton of damage and just totally just beheads this guy right off the horse.
Bonus.
And Penrose, Equi, there's more horses trying to get into the village. What would you like to do? Would you like to try to make some ranged attacks, or do you want to get down and get up in their face?
I will stay at range.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at range, but Kip's gonna get into the melee. He's gonna come around and around there, and he's gonna try to attack a horse himself, and then I'm going to do a range attack also.
All right, give me some attack rolls.
Eh,
Penrose, you would hit.
15. And are they in melee? Do I get sneak attack?
Ooh, yes, yes, you would. You you easily take one out. Um, Shoot him right in the back as he's trying to get away. Um,
I can bonus action help Equi as well. To give him advantage.
Okay. All right. So Equi, roll again.
A little better.
It is actually enough. So you do hit. And so go ahead and give me some damage. Just out of curiosity, are you doing any hunter's mark or anything like that
Yeah,
as a
as a
bonus
bonus.
action?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'll hunter mark. That's a 1d6, correct?
Correct. Yes. Not bad. Not bad. He certainly takes some damage. That's for sure. Um, Dawson, what would you like to do?
I'd like to wait for the next round of riders to make their way up and just cast sleep on them.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
Create a massive traffic jam.
That's a lot of words.
It is a lot of words.
Cast wall of text.
Oh yeah, big wall of text. All right, so roll 5d8.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty good.
And I always forget sleep hit die. How many hit points of creatures you can affect? So, the Erlican warriors, the horseback riders, they have you can put 2 of them to sleep.
Okay, yeah, the next ones that are coming up, the two in the front, I just want to put them to sleep.
All right, okay. So they're charging and they just fall off their horses asleep, um, giving Kasare and Jeremiah attacks of opportunity against them.
Oh, sweet. I will gladly use my reaction for that. Oh, never mind. Wrong thing.
It would be an advantage as well because they're sleeping.
Ah.
You hit,
Well,
but you hit. Don't worry. No, you still hit.
Yeah.
Is it max damage because they're incapacitated?
No, I think if they're incapacitated, it's a critical.
Because they're still. Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. So it would be a critical.
Okay,
So
cool.
roll another damage die.
Yeah. Cool. Also, they would have disadvantage on attack rolls because of the slasher feat, but I don't think that matters.
Probably not anymore. Oh, she does crit actually. Well, that's good. So battles going on. They're taking out horses left and right. Some are still getting through though, and there's a call for a retreat to the next level, as there's now holes in the walls, and well, Jeremiah, you're about to get it. You're about to get attacked.
That's what I do.
The 17 beats your armor class.
That's a negative Ghost Rider.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Kasare will be attacked.
I'd probably yell something like, "Stop trying to hit me and hit me," or something.
This will hit Kasare. Only 2 damage, sure.
Just barely.
Dawson, a short bow. A horseback rider with a short bow is going to attack you. That beats your armor class. So
Yes.
Dawson, you take 4 damage.
Okay.
Suboptimal.
Penrose, you're about to be attacked by an arrow.
Eep.
Excuse me.
That
Ooh,
hits.
dirty 20.
That's also suboptimal.
You take 6 points of damage. Equi, same for you. Unfortunately, these guys are not stormtroopers and they are hitting you.
Ouch.
3 points of damage.
Ouch.
So, Jeremiah, Bosch calls for a retreat back to the next level because the walls are starting to be on fire. There's soldiers fighting soldiers. They're starting to climb the walls and stuff, and yeah, it's not looking too great. So I need everybody to start moving backwards.
I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can get about back here in one turn. I don't know if I'm assuming there's like people sorry. Keyboard fell. But I'm assuming that I would need to like there would be people on me, so I'd either need to dash or like take 2 turns.
Yeah, it'd probably take a little bit. So when you get about there, so if you're gonna dash, you're gonna get an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay. So I will just
Oh, he misses.
yeah, I'll dash and get over here. So that'll put me, I guess, here.
I can bonus action disengage and then run the rest of the way.
Rogue privilege.
Yep.
So, Dawson, you are going to get attacked by a scimitar.
Oh,
He's going to miss.
Okay.
Soka is going to get
Dash.
attacked by a scimitar. Soka's going to get hit. Takes 6 damage. Soka is going to do something that none of you have seen him do before. He is going to use a spell.
ooh, interesting.
He casts a cone of fire using dragon's breath.
Cool.
So I'm going to have on a Leaking Horseman make a dex save. And they fail. So yeah, he does 13 damage to like a bunch of guys. And a lot of them are going to go down because 13 is more hit points than they have. I will drag one particular character on here. And that is the figure of King Kolai, the
I
Conqueror.
was curious when he would show up. Oh, it's spelled with a C, not a K.
Yes.
I need to change that.
So he comes in and he is going to run past. He's going to make this dash action on his horse, where he is going to go past Tuwil and past Kasare. He's going to jump over the barricade with his enormous horse. Go past Jeremiah and Dawson and Penrose, getting attacks of opportunity from all of you.
Okay. Can I yell as he comes by? Face me, you coward!
He cares nothing about you.
I mean, I figured, but I can try. 22. Does a 22 hit him?
22. Let's see. A 22 does in fact hit him. Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
rolled a
Don't scare
23.
me like that. Oh my goodness. I will. How many spell slots do I have? Now I'll wait. Oh, cool, max damage.
All right. So let's see here. Do some math. Did everybody do 10 damage? It's amazing.
We're
What does a 15
considerate
hit
of
him?
you, the DM, and making
No, a 15 does not hit.
Okay.
So, King Kolai is going to go over the next barricade, and when his horse lands, he easily dismounts with no effort and faces Chief Zorn.
Uh-oh.
Chief Zorn is going to try to attack him straight up. First, he's going to throw a javelin at him as he's coming at him. And he's going to miss. And then he is going to attack with his long sword in both of his hands. Ooh, he crits King Kalai.
Yo, hype.
King Kalai takes out his great sword and Jeez, yeah. He is going to attack twice.
He has advantage.
No, it just automatically rolls advantage.
Oh. Okay. That was quite scary for a moment.
So yeah, he is going to miss with the first attack, but that second attack hits. And he is going to use staggering smite. So first off, great sword damage. And then staggering smite. And Chief Zorn goes down.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
At which point he walks over and cuts off Chief Zorn's head and holds it up. At which point all of his horsemen cheer. The battle looks lost.
Interesting. Very interesting. Dang.
So I think we will pick up here next time.
Mm-hmm.
And find out what the aftermath of the battle truly is. So yeah. So we'll quickly give some shout outs. So yeah, yeah, you can find me, Michael, DM, author, writer, storyteller, on Twitter at m.pucci underscore writer. Wes, do you have any shout outs?
Nothing yet.
Christina.
Yeah, check out my YouTube channel. It's under Christina Pepper. It's pretty cool. It's lots of piano videos. Check it out.
And Nick and Kevin, I know you guys don't usually have much going on, so I guess at this point we'll just everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope we
It's
don't die.
bye.